like spread to areas where it doesn't want to work.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you're on YouTube, by the way.
Hey, YouTube, what's up?
I'm in Liberal, Kansas right now. I'm looking for this air museum, and also looking for this Wizard of Oz museum. I think I'm here, but it don't look all that interesting. And besides, I need to get going. So, well, I'm just gonna go. And besides, you're on the phone, so go ahead. Tell us your story, there, Phoenix Drake.
Well, currently, I kind of do a bit of work online. I'm kind of working somewhat for the company my dad does. I mainly do inventory and stuff like that. Most of the stuff I do on the computer, I just email it using spreadsheets, things like that, which makes it easy because I don't necessarily have to be at home to do that. I can be over here as long as I got a computer. I can still do that.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Do it with the internet connection, I should say.
Yeah. Now, everyone's burning question online is, how in the world did you get your eyes trained to spot all those exotic cars out there? I mean, seriously, it's like everywhere you go, look, your eyes is magnetized by, Mustangs and Ferraris and, Chargers.
Well, to be honest, I've been interested in cars since I was very little. It's kind of been, it was initially something that I liked to do, but it's kind of become an obsession of sorts. I love looking at cars. I love spotting cars. And with your videos, I get lots of cars, but at the same time, I also get seeing you, because whenever I watch one of your videos, my eyes are darting all over the place. I'm looking at trees, I'm looking at scenery, I'm looking at wherever cars there are, particularly when you're in Los Angeles, when there's really nothing else to look at.
Yeah. It seems like the only thing you look at in Los Angeles is cars. And you remind me of the movie or the TV show. Oh, what's that movie? That TV show where the guy spots. He's what's the name of it? Psych. You ever watch the TV show Psych?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Psych, where he can spot the tiniest little details, and that's the whole plot of the show, is he can spot the tiniest.
Oh yeah. My brother watched that.
Oh, that reminds me of you. I mean, you can spot the farthest distance and the smallest little detail of a car. You should be in law enforcement. So, all right, man, go ahead. Tell us. And by the way, pleased to meet you finally on the air. And so, go ahead. It's all yours.
Oh, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, man. I mean, you're pretty much just like everybody else. You have your likes and your dislikes. It's just a simple life, and you're a very avid Christian. I really do support that. I'm a Christian myself, but I support how you have your beliefs. I support what beliefs other people have, because everyone has the right to believe what they want. That's just the way the world works. Unfortunately, some people don't have that same, for lack of a better word, view, which is unfortunate.
Well, if God, the sovereignty of the universe, God himself does not push himself to people, who in the world am I to do that? I mean, am I going to be equal to God or better than God? God forbid,
No, I'm not saying that you don't have. You say what you want, and people listen, and they either take it or they don't. It's their choice.
Exactly. I mean, that's it. The very first thing God instituted in us is a choice. So, you know, but there are just as many in the world. Choices have repercussions, and you know, so choose wisely, I guess.
And speaking of the choices as repercussions, that actually does remind me, you know, I'm pretty sure you've heard instances in the news, or you see stuff online about people who do stupid things or things that they really shouldn't, and then they go and they try and blame it on some TV show or game they play. Hello? Who made the decision to imitate that?
Yeah, well...
But you're blaming didn't make you.
You ultimately become who you listen to and what you watch, because you know the eye gate of the heart is our ears and our eyes. Whatever you put in, that's what you dish out. You know. So, Phoenix. Hello.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, if we ever lose contact here, I'm in Kansas. If we ever lose contact, you're going to have to call me back because I can't call you.
Yeah, no, because your love-hate relationship with Brent, I understand.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know. So, how long have you been training your eyes to spot cars? I mean, what would be the process if I wanted to spot a car or to have trained eyes like you? How would I do it?
Well, the first thing I did was I took time to, you know, learn what cars look like. That was, yeah, I've probably been studying up on cars, both the external, the appearance, you know, what certain makes, models look like, as well as more recently what they have under the hood, as well as what else they have. Because I'm wondering what all cars were, and over the past decade or so, I've been studying cars abroad, cars you won't find in the United States, because that's just how I am. It's something that I find fun to do in my free time. It's a nice little hobby. And that's something that interests me, because then I can watch videos on YouTube and I can, you know, point stuff out, you know, stuff that
let me guess. If
might be.
Let me guess. If you can't sleep at night, you don't count sheep. You count cars, right?
Yeah, precisely.
Now, how old are you, Phoenix?
I'm 27.
27. Married with children and dogs and all that, or still
Nope,
single and
single.
available? Still single.
Nope, I'm available. Yeah.
Cutting up the scale here. It's closed. All right. So.
Like you.
So yeah, you were born and raised where, in Indiana?
To tell you the truth, my life story has been interesting. My dad was in the Navy when I was born. My mom kind of followed him over. And I was born on a military base in the Philippines. And we were there for about a year or two. I don't really remember any of that. I was really young. And we moved from there to South Carolina to yet another military base.
Which base?
Or naval base, I should say.
Oh, you're in Subic.
Yeah, my dad was in the service, so first, like I said, I was born in the Philippines, then we moved to South Carolina, and then shortly after that, we moved to Indiana. I was about 5 or 6 when we moved to Indiana, and I've pretty much been there ever since.
No, wait. You were born in Subic Bay or Clark Air Force Base?
Subic Bay.
You were
I
born.
expected my dad on that one.
You were born in the base, not outside the base.
Yes. There was, Dad had, I guess there was some housing or something on the base as well at the time, as my dad said anyways.
Now, let me ask you this. Of course, I know you are a U.S. citizen because of your dad, and you were born in a U.S.
Both my
establishment.
dad and my mom.
Yeah. you only need one parent to claim citizenship. But because you were born in the base, you are an American, or anybody that is born in the base is an American, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Right.
Unless they've come up with some law recently that says no.
All right. Now, my question is, you were born inside the base. Does that mean you cannot claim Filipino citizenship or not?
Actually, I've heard from my dad that I could potentially claim dual citizenship because I was born in the country. Which I find interesting.
If you were born outside the base, yes, I could see that. But I'm a little bit...
Yeah.
You get what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
So maybe because
you take an American born to two American parents on American base, and that'd be American citizenship. But maybe there's an option. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. I might go and visit the country eventually, actually see what I've forgotten because I don't remember any of it. Like I said, I was only there for a year or two. 1, 2 years of age. What are you going to remember?
Yeah. All right. So you guys moved to North Carolina?
South Carolina. South Carolina.
All right. Then what?
And then after about 2-3 years in Charleston, we moved up here to around Greentown, Indiana, and I kind of stayed mostly around central Indiana, which is okay. There's not really much here to look at. It's just flat.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why I love watching YouTube videos where I see people travel from place to place. Like you and other truck drivers. You guys travel far in the country. You see all the different terrains we have in this country. You see there are people who drive around Canada, people who drive around Europe and other places. It's a way to see these places without having to drive there yourself, which can be expensive.
Sure. Yeah.
But as people get older, sometimes they get an option of saving money and stuff and going. Like, I have some friends that have, most of my friends in high school have moved to other parts of this country, or in a case, a couple of different countries. Most are within driving distance. I could actually drive there. It would take a little while, but I could drive there. But, with this, it was just taking time to save some money to actually do this. And this isn't the only trip I'm going to be taking this holiday season. I'm also going to be taking another trip to visit another friend. That trip was planned 9 months in advance. So that trip was planned before I even took this one.
Wow, you like to plan ahead, don't you?
When I'm going to be spending close to $1,500 on a trip, yes, I do.
Yeah.
The trip that I took up here to Canada was maybe $700-800. I'm going to be taking a trip to England. I spent most of my money on fuel and food. I didn't stop at all on the way up here. I slept when I got here.
Okay, so...
I didn't stop in any hotels. I just stopped at rest areas to take a break. So...
Now, how much did you spend for gas from Indiana to Canada?
Probably close to $650-700.
How come? What kind of car do you drive, man?
I've got a 1995 Nissan Pathfinder. It gets about 26 miles per gallon on the interstate. But some of the roads I took were not interstate. Particularly once I reached Montana.
Wait, where about are you in Canada? I mean, you're north of Montana?
Slave Lake in Alberta. I'm up in Slave Lake in Alberta. It's about, I'd probably say about maybe 35-40 minutes north of Calgary.
And that's somewhere north of Montana, right? Idaho, that part?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I enter I've come up here a couple times before. You know, I'm able to visit Devon maybe once a year at best because it's just a heck of a drive. I mean, it's about a 22-hour drive just to get up here.
Yeah, what's the total miles?
Oh, over 1,000. That's for sure.
Okay. So you're one of those guys. Well, you're one of those army brat, as they call them, right? You guys move all over the base and from one place to the other.
Oh, I might be doing that.
Yeah.
I currently don't have money to actually get a place of my own. I have money for the occasional trip or something like that. I saved up the money for a trip to England. You know, well, kind of God's will there. He kind of gave me an extra hand.
Is your dad still in the service, or I would imagine he's retired by now?
No. He how he got out of the service was kind of interesting. He didn't stay in the service for full time because of how my mom was kind of talking him out of it. You know, kind of how women can be. Okay. And you know, we moved to Indiana. Of course, in Indiana, I had 2 brothers who were born. So I have 2 younger brothers who were born after we moved up to Indiana. And unfortunately, it was shortly after about 3-4 years after my youngest brother got born that my mom divorced from my dad.
Oh. Are you the eldest?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay.
By 6 years.
Wow, that's quite a bit. So, how come you ain't married?
To be honest, never really had a girlfriend. And I focused on school when I was in high school. I focused on school when I was in college. I'm still taking a couple classes online. I'm not paying for it. Company's paying for it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty well in college. Like I said, I was currently a part-time student. My classes have ended for the semester.
Okay.
So just a couple business courses here and there. The past couple of semesters to kind of get better feel and to better help out in the company. And they're paying for it, so I'm not about to take a gift horse in the mouth, if you know what I mean.
Now, Felix, could you clarify what kind of business online that you do? I mean,
well, the company I work for is called Photograph Technologies. What they do is they build weather balloons and stuff that are used for security purposes. Because what they do is they attach a camera to the bottom of these balloons, which can be raised up to 500-600 feet or so.
Okay.
They can scan, and they deliver these. They were originally delivering it to some small groups and places around here, as well as the Border Patrol in the Southwest, which I thought was really cool. And they got, and these cameras, I guess, they've got several different variants they can see through. It's got, oh yeah, your touch speed. It's got a basic view, like what you'd see on your cameras. It's got infrared and things so they can see if there's anybody sneaking around and shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. And what they do is my dad works on designing the trailers and stuff that's going to launch these balloons up. And what I do is, in regards to the sales and the talks with clients, I mainly do the input the stuff on the spreadsheets and take care of the calculations for sales, what materials are needed, how much they're going to cost, and sometimes I talk to the clients and the customers.
Okay. Now, how long have you been doing that?
About 2 years now.
That must be a pretty good
Before that, it was just well, whatever I could find that paid.
Okay, so now for somebody like you who is interested in engines and cars, never interest you to drive a truck?
To be honest, I have thought about it some. I really have. And I actually have a friend who is a truck driver. That's what he does for a living. And he is an owner-operator. He got, I think what he had. I don't remember the year. I think it was like 2000, 2001 Peterbilt.
Okay.
He said that, of course, he drove semi-trucks and stuff when he was on the farm, so it wasn't really a step up. He already had a CDL when he decided to go go professional.
I see.
And, you know, he lives here in Indiana, and he had a terminal that was over in Illinois, so he had a nice little drive every time he went to work. Or every time he would go, and he'd go on the road, and then he'd drive all the way back. And I guess at some point on his drives, he's met some people and made some friends, kind of like you did. I don't think he blogged, though. He met a girl that was over in California. I remember asking him about her once, and he said, well, she's smarter than me. I go, dude, it doesn't take much to be smarter than you. Because it's kind of funny. He's one of two friends I have that are originally from Texas, and both now reside in California.
Yeah.
He lives in Los Angeles. The reason he moved to Los Angeles is so he could live with his girlfriend, and he's a lot closer to the terminal. Because his company, I don't know what company he works for, I forget, that he got a terminal that's right on it's right within Los Angeles, so, and he just lives outside, so it's a shorter drive. But I'm guessing there are some days where it can take just as long to get there. Because I've seen on some of your videos how bad LA traffic is.
Yeah.
Sitting there doing nothing and people honking horns. Like that's going to help.
Yeah, and doing their beautiful hand signal gestures.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of that too.
The signs of affections. Now, have you ever traveled west, Phoenix?
The furthest west I've been, apart from, is probably here, and furthest west in regards to south of Texas. I've never really been to the Southwest. Haven't really had the time because, I only know one person that lives in the Southwest area, and he lives in Los Angeles. And working out a time to go and meet him when he's actually free is kind of difficult. I know roughly where he lives. I think he's moved, so I think I'd have to get a new address from him. But, every time we try and work out a plan for me to drive over there, because it's a 2-3 day trip from Indiana to Los Angeles. So I got to think about that, which is going to cost money for fuel. And I'm going to have to stop at a hotel or a cheap motel somewhere at least once, and that's going to cost money, plus the food to get there. And then I know anything done in Los Angeles is going to be expensive because everything is really expensive over in California, especially compared to most every place else, like where we live, the Midwest. As I live in Indiana, you live up in Wisconsin. Stuff is a lot cheaper in those two states than in California. I know you've seen the prices in California, and I know you've talked about it. You're like, why is stuff so expensive here? Well, I can name a couple of reasons. Number one, everyone wants to go there. Number two, you've got a beach, and that seems to automatically make the prices go up 50%. At least that's what I've noticed, because I've noticed the same thing in the beaches in Florida, which I've been to.
Yeah. You know what you could do? You could drive your car to Sheboygan one of these days, and you and I could take a trip down to California and come back.
That's also something that has occurred to me, but like I said, it's kind of wait and see and kind of planning things out.
Yeah, as I said, you can drive your car to Wisconsin, leave it there.
Yep.
We go to California,
and then take a trip to California with you and get to see California with my own eyes.
There you go.
Yes, that's something that could definitely work. But at the same time, after this, I'm not going to be taking a trip anywhere for a while because I'm going to be kind of needing to make some more money because I'm spending a lot of money on these 2 trips. And doing that way to go to California is a lot cheaper, but it still costs a little bit of money because it's like $15, $20 for the waiver fee. I'm going to be covering my own cost of food, which that's the given. That's not really that much. I won't really have to worry about fuel so much, I don't think, because your company pays for that. But still,
well, Blue will take care of all that.
I still want a little bit of breathing room because
yesterday I took the southern route from LA to Phoenix, and Phoenix all the way up to Flagstaff. I tell you, it was a gorgeous sight. Unfortunately, one of the things that I was hoping for was the route from Phoenix to Flagstaff. Now that's a beautiful, beautiful route there. As I said, unfortunately, I came through at midnight, so it was total dark. But and it's only like 69 miles difference, I think it is. 45, 60 miles difference. And there wasn't that much of a hill, so I think that's the way I'm gonna go the next trip down there again. So yep.
Yeah, you said you were going to be taking another trip down there after, what was it, Christmas, I believe?
Yeah. So
we get to.
So how long are you going to stay in Canada for?
Oh, I'm probably going to be here until the 28th, and then I'm going to drive back because I got to catch my plane on the 30th.
Going to England?
Yeah. I've got a friend, I've been talking to a friend I've known for about 4 or 5 years online, and there's kind of been this repeated question: when you come to England, when you coming over here? When you coming over here? It's like, well, when I can get some money. I kind of need money to get over there. And he goes, well, I've got an extra car, and of course you're not going to have to worry about a hotel. I go, well, yeah, obviously if I'm coming to stay with you, the hotel isn't going to be a problem. And, half the food costs aren't going to be a problem. And since you said you've got an extra car, I don't have to rent a car, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's 2 charges and half of the charge out the window, but it's still over $1,000 for the plane ticket.
Yeah, plane ticket ain't cheap.
Yeah, I actually got my ticket right here. I'm keeping it with me. And the price, $1,230.
How did you buy it? Where did you buy it at?
I bought that from online.
Well, like cheapticket.com or Kayak or what?
I got it from Kayak, actually.
Okay. I think they got pretty good, decent prices.
And that covers the flight there and the flight back, as well as any additional expenses, which is kind of funny because I really don't need them, but that was probably the best price I was going to get, because some of the other prices I saw were $1,500 to $2,000 for a round-trip flight. Also, according to this, it says it's about a 6.5, 7-hour flight, which is going to be fun in the coach.
Felix, let me cut this video right away for a minute here. We got to get to commercial. We'll be right back with Phoenix Drake.